Protect your DNA. BioPQQ can promote formation of new mitochondria. Infowarsstore.com.
Now, let's take a look at the drug war. This is an old running drug war, but we need to understand how this is coming to us and what it is doing to destroy our society. Look at these two stories real quickly. Now, when we look at the old war on drugs, we just had our drug czar say it is a complete failure. Nevertheless, like Chris Christie, he wants to continue to prosecute it. He's someone who understands that there's a medical treatment side to it, but he wants to prosecute it. And what we need to look at is how it has totally corrupted our law enforcement, for example. Two stories focusing on that one aspect of the failed war on drugs. This particular one from the Institute of Justice: cops seized over $107,000 from a couple, and they didn't charge them with a crime. These people were speeding, they pulled them over, they say a drug dog sniffed and indicated on the car, so then they searched the car and found $107,000. Now, the people say that it was taken from savings and from a disabilities payment. They were on their way to get treatment for their son. Nevertheless, after 3 years, they've not been able to recover that cash. This is yet another case. There's been 62,000 seizures since 9/11 where the police did not use warrants, did not even charge the owners with the crime, but just stole the cash. And of course, it's very prevalent in Illinois where this took place. They said they've received more than $186 million in federal forfeiture. They call it a civil forfeiture because they don't press charges against you. They don't give you your due process. But look at how it has corrupted the police. We've got a case that was in the Drudge Report today. Bal Harbour police giving millions to Caracas in drug money. Connections to the president there, President Maduro. This village police force broke the law, said a former top DEA agent. They wired drug money to known drug traffickers and money launderers. They say they sent drug money to a well-known trafficker, a cash smuggler, a money launderer, more than $4 million in all. Where does a small-town police department come up with this kind of money? It's absolutely amazing to see this story. They say in spite of U.S. warnings about the emergence of the country as a major hub for cocaine, that'd be Venezuela, the police never investigated the people to whom they were sending millions in drug proceeds, including a host of individuals with criminal records. They say it's absurd. You're a Bal Harbour police officer. Your jurisdiction is local, said a former DEA chief from New York. He said they were just laundering money for the sake of laundering money. Yeah, you know, like HSBC and UBS, these big banks who laundered money. They even gave the Sinaloa cartel their own checkout window, HSBC did. What did they get for that? A very small slap on the wrist, a very small fine. I don't think you're even going to see that happen to this police department. Now, they say among the recipients was a guy named William Amaro, a 48-year-old assistant to President Maduro, a longtime friend of his. He got $45,000 on one day. The next day, they did it again. He got $37,000. 4 more times the cops sent money to his account. $250,000 nearly in all. And as I pointed out before, that was $4 million. They say, making the payments all the more remarkable, the U.S. government was then conducting investigations into the Venezuelan government leaders' involvement in the drug trade, especially the criminal groups using the nation as a shipping point. They say U.S. studies show that 24% of cocaine produced in South America channeled through that company. Now, here's the bottom line. This is an undercover sting operation run by a tiny, small police department in Bal Harbour, small town. It generated millions of dollars, however, for that police task force, and they never made a single arrest. Of course, they got the money. As one lawyer in South Florida said, I can't think of a more podunk town than Bal Harbour. Not in a bad way, but in the sense that these cops would have otherwise been stopping traffic and shooting radar, as if we really need them to do that. He says, in reality, they were being money launderers. The minute they started doing busts, it would have been all over. But of course it wasn't. It was simply about corrupting the police. And that's what we've seen with the war on drugs, the failed war on drugs. Understand it's not getting anybody off of drug addiction.
Introducing Secret 12, the new Infowars Life vitamin B12 formulation. Most forms of vitamin B12 are highly processed and synthetic and could not be properly absorbed by the body. That's why for real results, so many are having to turn to painful B12 injections, which are known to have higher absorption rates. Now, InfowarsLife.com is excited to announce that we can bring you our most bioactive, powerful form of B12 that has been developed with our exclusive perfected process. Secret 12 is a binary of nutramedical grade, bioavailable coenzyme forms of B12, methylcobalamin, the same kind used in B12 injections, and adenosylcobalamin. Secret 12 is simply taken by mouth, right on the tongue, and then swallowed. No needles, no injections. Don't take my word for it. Try it for yourself. Discover the secret. Secret 12. Secure your revolutionary Secret 12 formula right now at InfoWarsLife.com or call 888-253-3139.